All right, hey guys, this is Sarah Williams. I so appreciate your patience. That was frustrating. I was at my husband's work trying to drop something off for him, and and my battery was dead. So we had to do everything or whatever to get charged, and then I had to get home and hook it up to the battery charger. So I have to leave again in an hour. I so appreciate your patience. This today has been a hard day for me. Saying goodbye to one of my dear friends, Keisha. Keisha, if you're watching this, you are so loved, and Jesse and I are so blessed to have been a part of your life and your family's life, and we wish you the best on your new endeavor. But needless to say, I was saying goodbye to her, and then I was dropping something off for my husband, and then that was when my battery died. So I thought that I could maybe go live at his work, but it didn't end up working out that way because there was really bad service. So I really appreciate those of you who have stuck with me for this time. You guys are awesome. Again, if you're just hopping on, please go ahead and leave your name and where you're from in a comment. Oh, hi Jessica, it's good to see you. So your name and where you're from in a comment down below. So those of you all who are new to my videos, I just want to give you kind of an intro of kind of what this is about. But I've recently embarked on a health endeavor following some recent struggles with my own personal health, and it's so good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So I'm gonna try to acknowledge everybody that comes on, but it's really helpful if you can shoot me a message, because otherwise I can't see it unless there's a comment that comes up sometimes. So again, going back to kind of what I was saying was the health endeavor. Just had a lot of struggles throughout my life with various things. And so each week at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I promise I will deliver on that when life doesn't get in the way, which it often does. But if you all have read my blog recently, you would see that I have been kind of making a couple of different posts regarding different things, and this one is particularly just because of the tone of everything, just kind of knowing that this month of September has been a really difficult one for me, and I know that I touched on this a little bit in my blog, but it's been a really challenging journey health-wise, and it has also been incredibly rewarding because I've been able to share my story, and then other people have shared with me that my story has then helped them overcome some of the things that they've gone through. So if you're watching this for the first time, or if you're watching the replay, welcome. I'm so glad you are hanging out with me. What I promise everybody in all of my videos is I will give you something of value, and I have a tendency sometimes to get a little distracted, so if you can just bear with me, we might have a couple of squirrel moments, as one of my friends calls them, but for the most part, I'm going to try to stay pretty targeted. So if you all have like specific questions about things that are going on in your personal life, if you could do me a favor and PM me. You can also email me at blendedrawmama@gmail.com. I am not a doctor, so I can't diagnose you. If you have a serious medical concern, that's something that you want to address with a healthcare professional. But my blog and my videos and my lives and different things like that are geared towards allowing you to see kind of just how the body functions, and also some things that have worked for me. So having said that, I just kind of wanted to launch in. I was really struggling with going live today because I have had such a raw day, and yesterday was raw. If you've read my blog post, September's been a pretty sad month for us. We said goodbye to one of our absolutely love him. One of our pastors on staff at church that's been there for about 11 years. And that was really hard. He was being moved back to Kentucky, and so that was really hard. And then a friend's leaving, and just kind of the advent of a lot of stuff going on. I'm getting ready to turn 30 next month. I'm not necessarily where I would like to be in life. So just kind of having kind of a more of an introspective month for me, and it's just about a little bit of sadness, some joy, obviously the joy of new things and new things coming up, but just a little bit of sadness. So I appreciate you all sharing your thoughts and your concerns with me. That's so loved, and it is nice to have a little bit of encouragement when you're going through a hard time. So if you're one of those people right now who's going through a hard time, maybe you're facing a health struggle, maybe it's mental, maybe it's physical, just know that my heart is out there for you, and I do love you, and hopefully you will gain something from watching my videos. So I guess if I could maybe kind of characterize what I've been going through, I refer to it a lot as like a chronic illness, but really the issue kind of started when I was a lot younger. Actually, it started from birth on, and I'll touch on that a little bit more later, but I don't know if people actually realize that health and kind of the building blocks to who you are, they actually start in the womb. They start when you're being formed, and so it has a lot to do with what the mother is eating, and kind of her lifestyle and the different toxins and stuff that she might be exposed to, or different things like that. And if you have kids, or if you have had a kiddo with something that you feel like is your fault, this isn't to blame anybody. It's just kind of an informational thing that kind of I've learned in my journey, really, because my illness started from when I was when I was actually at birth is when it started. It had to do with the type of birth that I was, and so kind of throughout the course of this particular video, I'm going to try to keep my videos between 7 and 10 minutes long, just to kind of respect. I want to make sure that I'm respecting your time, and also that these are in bite-sized chunks so that people can understand a little bit better. Each Friday they can learn more and more about health. So as I say in my kind of about me, it's all about baby steps. So it's little teeny tiny things that you can do to kind of work on your health. So I'm going to go back to when I found out about everything. I had kind of done, I had done different elimination diets. I had done different things saying that, okay, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I took gluten out. I took dairy out. I took various things out. I tried kind of some really strict diets for a while. I saw a bunch of specialists. And when you have something that you've had your entire life and you're an adult and you're now finding out what it is, there's been a lot of sadness wrapped up in that. And my doctor kind of described it as a grieving process, and I would say that that's probably true. I'm grieving the loss of normal functioning body, and I am kind of, it's kind of a hard way of describing it, but and that's actually one of the reasons why I was I don't want to say if like caught off guard is the word, but I was thinking, oh, this is my time to, or this is my first official live, and I was bawling like, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes ago, just with everything going on. So I'm going to try my best not to cry, but this is a really, really personal thing for me. So again, if you're here, I totally appreciate it. Please leave your name and where you're from, just so I can see who this video is reaching. But as far as the grieving process, those of y'all who have been diagnosed with maybe God forbid, a terminal illness or even just a chronic condition, there is that grieving process that goes along with it. And one of the big things that I just want you to understand is that there's grace for you. And the fact that you maybe don't understand what's going on right now, you just know that you're not feeling the way that you used to, and maybe you're not able to be there really for your family and friends. I have been there, I'm still there, and some days are good and some days are really, really bad. And so just try to love yourself, because if you're not able to give yourself grace and take care of you, then it's really hard for you to take care of other people. And so going back to that, kind of the grieving process that I'm going through, when I first started the blog, and I was at the beach, I was kind of called to the beach actually to start the blog, and oh, hi Terenzio, I love you. I'm so happy you joined. I hope you're having a good day. It was my good friend Terry. Oh my gosh, from middle school, I think. So I'm so glad you joined. So hi Steph. So yeah, again, if you guys could leave your comments and where you're from. Your comments and where you're from, and your name and where you're from. I'm sorry. This is totally a brain blip. I would appreciate it. So going back to the kind of the grieving process, it actually started at the beach. And I remember when my doctor first told me, you're going to be going through a grieving process, I didn't really understand what that meant. And I was like, yeah, how do you, why am I'm no stranger to grief. I've had a lot of hard things happen in my life, but I didn't understand what it meant to grieve a past version of myself, or in this case, what would have been the healthy, normal, happy baby that I never got a chance to experience. And I don't want to paint the picture that, I didn't have that I was a super, super sick kid. I wasn't. In the sense of the hospital and stuff like that. But I did not have a emotionally or physically nurturing childhood. And I know that a lot of us can relate to that. So if you can relate to that, again, my heart goes out to you. So I guess the big purpose of this is to just allow yourself to be who you are right now. In whatever form you are. And I know in my last blog, I talk about being real and being raw. And that's why I really wanted to hop on here and to let you guys know that this is probably as raw as it gets. Again, I'm going to try hard not to cry, but if I do cry, so please understand that this is just a really tough month for me. And to just kind of let yourself off the mat a little bit when it comes to this, because you are not broken, you are not, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and there might be something that's going on in you, but there's always hope, and there's always a way to kind of rise from the ashes, if you will. And I feel like most of my life is a testimony to of rising from the ashes. As you go on kind of this journey with me, you'll kind of see there's been definitely a roller coaster ride. It's been there's been highs and there's been lows. So I'm there with you in the lows, but I'm also there to celebrate you with the highs. And I just wanted to kind of give you kind of a snippet of this, that it's absolutely okay to grieve the person that you once were, or the person that you want to be, whether that's a mentally healthy version of yourself or a physically healthy version of yourself. It's absolutely that way. I know that September is Suicide Awareness Month, and I do want to call to attention the fact that I very much understand what it means to be going through that depression, just in situational, and also it comes with the condition. And so if you are going through that, please seek help from a support system. There's also the suicide hotline too. If you are feeling like you want to leave this earth, you are so valued, and you are here for a reason. And I want you all to know that wherever you are. So I know this is a lot later than what I said it was going to be, but I just want to leave you with the fact that you guys, everybody that watches my videos is in my heart, and they're in my prayers, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your weekend. Stay strong if you're one of those people that's going through this, okay? All right, I'll talk to you later.